It's day 2, and today we saw 8 acts have their first rehearsal at the Eurovision Song Contest 2019. They're performing in the second half of the first semi-final. There were, of course, winners, losers, growers, and disappointments, and I think we need to talk about all of them. Are you ready? Let's do this! Discover the winners and losers in your history with My Heritage. In any case, let's be concise, let's be brief, because I know y'all want to eat some hummus just like me. Suzanne, who is your disappointment of the day?
My disappointment of the day, well, first of all, I started the day, and this day was Australia for me because I was so excited to see Estonia and Australia. Estonia, I loved, but I'm not putting Estonia yet into any category, still love it. My disappointment of the day is Portugal. Didn't come into this really loving that song, but I loved the interpretive dance effect, I loved the white costumes, I loved the metal on the face, and there was something about the staging and the costume that just really lacked for me today.
My disappointment of the day, trying to think about it, I almost feel like it's San Marino, honestly, for me. I kind of expected it to be a bit more fun, and it came across, I said on the end of day live stream, I said it was kind of like Mr. G from Summer Heights High.
I love him.
Well, I love him, but it's the same thing. It was like, instead of like the student doing the dancing, and he's got like cool backing dancers doing like the motions, and then it's like the teachers on stage for some reason doing the main role. I don't know, it just didn't connect for me. I wanted a bit more fun. It felt very forced. It didn't feel natural fun like I Didn't Know did. This felt very planned, and I didn't get the joy that I got from the music video or from when it first came out. There was just something a little bit off for me.
Okay, I see your point. I just have to respond to both of these real quick. I think that after Say Na Na Na, I was humming it, I was dancing. It made me feel happy. I do take your point. This seems more rehearsed, but I think he'll get looser the more he's on the stage. I really, really loved it. It made me so happy, and so many people in this room were saying Na 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 afterwards, and that's what gives me faith. On Portugal, the reason you're disappointed, the reason I'm slightly disappointed is because it was so sky-high amazing before, but we actually spoke to the delegation. They know what to tweak. They know how to get it back to perfection. This was just a rehearsal. Eurovision's an unusual thing because you see the rehearsals. You don't see the rehearsal of a musical on Broadway. You see the final product. So let's just remember that. They will both slay. My disappointment, I'm really not that disappointed in anyone, if I'm totally honest.
That's true. I mean, nobody had like a flop today.
No.
But when push comes to shove, I would actually say Belgium. I just felt like it was a little flat. I think that he's very telegenic, and I think they will improve this. They just need to focus on him more, because he was wonderful. It's just what is around him. The costume I'm still slightly bemused by, but I think, again, when they make it a little less dark, when the cameras are cropped better, it'll all make more sense. He is very confident. He's amazing. I have no issues with him. I just think that they need to work on their angles, and they're already doing that. We know. We spoke with them afterwards. All right, so we move from disappointment to grower. Who improved the most for you, starting with Suzanne?
So, following up to Chris's disappointment, my grower is definitely San Marino. I really didn't like this song at first. I was like, what is the hype with this Serhat person? Why does everyone think he is so spectacular? And after watching, I was so excited after the first rehearsal, and then the second run through and the third run through. This to me was just so fantastic. He has class, he has grace, he has charisma. That man was born to be on stage. Watching him sing, he's just someone I want to sit down and have a conversation with. But most importantly, he left me happy. Rainbows and dreams, and let me lift you up because life is good. Like I said earlier, the only thing missing was a unicorn, rainbows, dreams, and Serhat. This was just a happy, fun song, and it was a great way to end the second day of rehearsals from my perspective.
As her sibling, let me confirm, girl likes a rainbow, everything. She's a unicorn. The magic is real.
My grower for today, and I really didn't think I would be saying this, is Georgia. Before the contest began, I was like, oh, there's only a couple of countries that definitely won't qualify, and I did leave Georgia off because I was like, if they get everything right, then there is a chance that this could qualify. They haven't got everything right by any means, but I mean, Otto needs to blink more. He's very intense on camera, and he's like always just staring. maybe if they humanize him a little bit, not humanize, but, make him blink, effectively, is all I want him to do, because otherwise, I really like the backdrop. I really like everything that they have done the production-wise with this. It was very strong. I mean, I guess it's also a grow for me because the other ones I had a lot of expectations for anyway, and this I was kind of, I didn't care one way or another in a way about Georgia going in. But this has jumped ahead of some of the other acts that we saw today. Certainly, it's gone ahead of San Marino, probably gone ahead of Portugal for me as well. No, I think Portugal is more likely to qualify still, but Georgia has gone ahead.
You know what? Women of the same heart, okay? Georgia is my biggest grower. This was a visual feast. This was so interesting. In some ways, you forget the song, to be honest, and you're watching this beautiful stage show. He said this song's about borders, protection. Georgia is a strong nation, being patriotic, but also bringing peace. You see the mountains. Those mountains represent Georgia the nation, and it's also, in a way, a barrier to keep invaders out. This is so much drama. Very Game of Thrones meets Tbilisi. There is power here. It moves from kind of whatever pop song to musical theater. I would pay to see that show. Yeah. I would pay to see Otto Nimsadze both blink and perform this. And I asked him about the blinking, and he said he don't know what y'all are talking about. He said that he blinks, just so you know. All right, we move on to our first winner of the day, Suzanne.
So I think it goes without saying, based on the fact that today for me was Australia. Oh my gosh, Australia is one of my winners. She was just fantastic, totally defying gravity, beating the odds. The costumes were beautiful. They really put their hearts into it. Kate she would make such a beautiful Galinda the Good Witch. I loved the song. I loved everything about it. It left me feeling good. End of story.
You know what? I'm going to jump in, actually, because this is also one of my winners. Glinda the Good Witch joined NASA, honey. She's gone to outer space. She is slaying extraterrestrially. Everything about this, it's not perfection, but it's approaching perfection. The fact that she's able to sing while remembering her body movements, she told me in our interview, it's not a distraction. It actually helps her, perform better, because if you're just so focused on singing, you're going to mess up. But she knows how to sing, y'all. So she's able to think about other things, where to spin, where to go, and the singing comes naturally, which was so interesting. Obviously, she's been doing exercises as well, but she said that wasn't for her core for the pole, it was for her voice. It's just unbelievable. She believes in this. You can see she believes in it. She's ethereal, she's otherworldly. Being that being, she told me it's about letting go. When you reach that point where you've let go of all your worries, that's why she's rising above. She's moving out of the depression. Beautiful story. One of this is among the best staging I've ever seen at Eurovision. Some people think it's kitschy. I don't care. Some people say it's using every Eurovision cliche ever. I don't care, because I love cliches. Beautiful woman with a crown in outer space. Sign me up.
Australia is also one of my winners of the day. Really, really, really strong. I think now that people are seeing it outside of the national final and, I preferred this song, I preferred that song, and now it's in the Eurovision competition, the class of this really stands out. Kate Miller-Heidke has just such an amazing vocal, and the best thing about it was, even the first time around, she was like, I don't need to, really push my vocal that much, because I know that I'm going to nail it the other times. Amazing. The effort and the fact that they got every single bit of it right. They swayed the right ways. They were in sync with each other. Really, really strong. I'm not surprised that this is rising in the odds. I'm not surprised that people are now saying that it's a certain qualifier. This is heading for the top 10, and this is heading towards maybe even winning this semi-final, because it's not crazy Dementor. Now it's visual feast through the stars. And also, if you do want a little preview of it, my picture that we put up of my drawing is actually Kate Miller-Heidke certified on Twitter as accurate. So
it's banging. It really is. It's hard for me to choose just one winner. Oh, sorry. I've already named one winner. Forgive me. Suzanne, who is your second winner?
My second winner of the day is Greece.
Stunning.
Katerine was another goddess. She really owned the stage. She has such a range in her vocals, and that presentation with the lotus flower and the meaning behind it of becoming, of reaching a higher being, of ascension, it blew me away. The beautiful etched egg, the way the dancers were on the ground when she was not just their deity, but a lotus flower. I loved everything about this song.
My second winner of the day, and I would say that Katerine Duska is my number 3, and it is like the top 3 are all very together for me. But my number 2 is Hatari from Iceland. I thought it was really, really good that they've upped their game from where they were in Song for Katerine. Now they have a bigger stage, now they have more pyro, now they have more sparks. It's giving me metal worker BDSM realness. It is everything that I would want, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how I can see this just growing and growing in a way whilst they get more confident on the stage, and the press and the hype around them. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They know how they're playing this, and Eurovision is as much. It is a publicity game at times, I think, as well, and they're nailing that better than any other act this year, I would say. But yeah, just in terms of the performance and the singing and all of that, really, really strong, definite winner.
This
of
is
the day.
this is so funny because I was debating my other winner, and it's between Greece and Iceland. And it's so hard to choose because they're both so strong.
I'm going to say what you say to me when I can't choose. Choose one.
It's impossible. So what I'm going to
choose one.
Listen, I think
it doesn't work like that.
You
You
summarized
choose one.
Greece very nicely. You summarized Iceland very nicely. I'll go with Iceland. I'm going to go with Iceland. The thing is, I think Greece is getting there 100%. And she told me in our interview just now, they know what they need to tweak. They didn't like the lighting, for instance. They're going to fix that. And they think the team is very responsive, and they know they're going to get to where they want to get. So I'm feeling confident. So I have to put that to the side just because I know it's going to be so much better. Iceland was just banging. This had a visual identity. The addition of the smoke took this to a new level. There is that hellish atmosphere, and I think the smoke brings it to life. It's a little off-putting and scary, but then Clemens' angelic voice, it lifts you out of that darkness, y'all. You see the light, hallelujah.
So without watching this, for anyone who's ever been to the Masquerade Club in Atlanta,
I'm
that
sure
is
many of
this
our viewers
song.
have been to the Masquerade Club in Atlanta. But listen, something vocally has improved here. They've clearly been working, because before it was a little screechy at some of the parties. It was still strong, but now they're approaching pitch perfect perfection. And that's not hard with a song like this that's so loud and raucous. Yes, he's very grizzly bear, but you can do that in a musical way. You can scream in a musical way, and he knows how to do that. This makes a big visual and musical impact, and I think this is still in the running to come top 3 in this semifinal.
Yeah.
If not win. If the mood of the public is, hey, let's go for the divisive act that's against the grain and out there, this is your song.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. The public is, and I can still see juries respecting this. Certain juries will respect this.
Dark but light. That's really hard to achieve.
Yeah.
In any case, those are our winners and losers on day 2 of the rehearsals of the first semifinal of the Eurovision Song Contest 2019. So many numbers.
Can you say that again?
No, and that's what we think. What do you think?
think?
Let us know here on wiwibloggs.
Make sure to leave a like and hit the subscribe button.
Don't forget to tune in for the live stream every day for every event.
And don't forget to visit My Heritage. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.